The next day, Jungkook called Flexi, hoping to erase the tension between him and Taehyung. Jungkook calmly Flexi tried to understand him. I am not uncommon of someone he is to feel lost. Even older people don't always know what they want to do in life. You've been so good to him all this time. Why are you being so strict now? Flexi signed frustration avoiding in his wife. Flexi expected the Jungkook. He even has a girlfriend now. His life is all over the place. He keep going out with his friend. I don't even understand what's going on in his mind these days. Jungkook chuckled softly. Jungkook. JK, luckily Flexi, he's a teenager. It's normal for him to act like this way. They immediately disagree. Flexi, family, we were not like that. Jungkook smiled, shaking his head. Jungkook gently. Our situation were different. Flex let out another sign. His frustration is still lingering. Flexi, he turning out like this because you kept spoiling him. He knew that you will always back him up. Jungkook understood Flexi concern, but he also didn't want Taehyung to feel pressure. Jungkook calmly, you two have been arguing about this for weeks. Flexi, you are responsible. I understood your side, but focusing him don't do any good. Flexi softly, I just want him to have a better future, better opportunity later on. Jungkook smiled, his tone assuming. Jungkook, I know, but let's trust that he'll figure out things his own time. Flexi signed again, this time sounding more than frustrated. Flexi are going. You are always better than me when it come to him. Jungkook felt a pang on guilt that was not his intention. Jungkook gently, of course not. I am being too involved. Flexi, I don't mean to overstep. Flexi let out a small laugh, shaking his hand. Flexi, I know I'm just tired these days. Flexi felt relief and quickly changed the topic. Jungkook, just take it easy when my dad has been full of for you pressure you lately. Flexi didn't respond, so Jungkook continued. Jungkook thoughtfully. By the way, Flex, since Nehun will be taking some time off, why don't you take this chance to enroll in school, even a part-time student? Flexi immediately protests. Flexi, Jungkook laughed. Alright, respecting his reaction, Jungkook teasingly, stop overthinking and worrying too much. Everything will work out in the end. Flexi let out a smile. That's easy for you to, Mr. Jungkook grinned playfully, and that's why we are best friends. Flexi laughed, feeling light after their conversation. Time escaped the party. That evening, Jungkook attended the party. Jin invited him to. Jin was a great host, always making sure Jungkook felt comfortable. He introduced him to his friend, made sure he was included in conversation, and almost never left his side. By the end of the night, Jungkook felt completely at ease. After that, Jin became an person in his life. They would have meal together, chit-chat about random things, and since Jin was a local, he often took Jungkook around to explore the city. One evening, Jungkook was having dinner at Jin's apartment when someone unexpected happened. Jin looked at him, crossed the table, and suddenly said, Jin calmly, I like you, Jungkook. Jungkook nearly choked on his food. He caused his drink and he stared at Jin in shock. Jin chuckled at his reaction before repeating himself. Jin softly but firmly said, I like you. Jungkook felt his heart race. He was not expecting this. He actually liked Jin. He enjoyed his company, liked the attention he received from him, but was he ready for something like this? Was this the kind of relationship he wanted? Jin watched him closely, waiting for a response. After a moment, he spoke again. Jin gently and sweetly straightforward about my feeling. I like you from the first time I saw you, but I was not sure if we are into this kind of relationship. You don't socialize much, so I was not sure how you felt. Jungkook opened his mouth to respond but found himself hesitating. Jin answered Jin before he could finish. Jin interrupted him with another question. Jin curiously, do you have already a boyfriend? Jin held Jungkook's gaze, wanting an honest answer. Jungkook felt a lump in his throat. His first was to think of Taehang, but Taehang was not his. He had never been. Slowly, Jungkook shook his head, still no strength to from proper word. Jin smiled a little relieved. Jin playfully, that's good. Then I honestly thought you had one since you are always on the phone with someone. But you told me he was your brother. Jungkook forced out a small laugh, but his mind was still spinning. His heart felt strangely heavy. For some reason, this moment didn't feel as legit as it should, and deep inside he knew why. Time escaped. Jungkook ran towards Jungkook excitedly, wrapping his arms around him. In a tight hug, Jungkook chuckled and hugged him back before turning to Flix, pulling him into embrace as well. He laughed at the contrast between the two brothers. Taehyung was practically bouncing with excitement while Flixie still looking grumpy. Jungkook grinning. Why are you still sulking, Flix? Flixie half crossing his arms. Flixie, don't start with me. I still can't believe your sister did this. She even got HR involved, and uncle actually it's happening. Uh, unless it actually happened. Jungkook teasingly, my sister just wanted to give me a little surprise. Relax, I'm not you on leave. Flixie rolled his eyes. Flix mumbling, forced leave. You mean? Jungkook laughed at Flixie irritation. Jungkook cheerfully, oh, well, at least you are here. Besides, I'll be asking you for a favor soon. Flixie rising and eyebrows suspiciously. Flixie curious, what kind of favor? Jungkook grinned. Jungkook, my stressfully, you all see, I've been working on a plan for a while, and that will be needed it for an upcoming building. Flixie's son, but nodded. Meanwhile, Jungkook turned back to Taehyung and pulled him close as they started walking out of the airport. Jungkook softly, how was the trip? Was it tiring? You are looking a little slender. Taehyung glanced back at Flixie, who was behind them. Flixie circled the whole time, but he still not got on the plane with me. Jungkook chuckled. Taehyung exactly. I enjoyed the flight. I even brought some ingredients from home. I'll cook for you in the coming days. Jungkook felt warm spirit in his chest. Taehyung always knew how to make things feel like home. Jungkook smiling, that sounds great, but what about you? You are the one looking thinner. Have you been eating well? Taehyung frowned and then eyed Jungkook closely. Taehyung worriedly, you are the one who look thinner. Is your cold completely gone? Jungkook felt touched by the concern in Jungkook's voice. Taehyung's voice. Jungkook smiled. I am fine now. Don't worry. Taehyung nodded, but still looked unconvinced. Exploring the city, Flixie chose the rest at the apartment on the first day, but Taehyung, unaffected by the time difference, was eager to explore. So Jungkook took him around the city. They walked through busy street, visited small shop, and even tried street food. The energy was making Jungkook forget about everything else. At lunch, they sat at a small cafe enjoying pasta. Jungkook noticed a small spot of sauces at the corner of the hung lips. Without thinking, he reached out and gently wiped it away with his thumb. At that moment, a waiter approached their table, placing their drink down. She glanced at them with a smile. Waiter cheerfully, "Your boyfriend is really handsome. You two look so sweet together." Jungkook frozen, his hand still near Taehoong's face. Taehoong blinking, processing the word. Jungkook quickly withdrew his hand and cleared his throat, trying to explain. Jungkook gently, "Oh, she misunderstood." Taehoong simply unfazed. Taehoong, "Oh." Then, as if nothing happened, he continued eating. Jungkook watched him assume it was not the first time today. A few people had already commented on them while they were walking around, assuming they were a couple. Jungkook son shaking his head. Jungkook murmured to himself, "This always happens." Taehoong looked up. Taehoong curiously, "Did she say something wrong?" Jungkook paused, then smiled softly. Jungkook calmly, "No, nothing wrong." Taehoong nodded and kept eating, completely unbothered. Jungkook, on the other hand, felt his heart tighten, but he was not sure why. Jungkook birthday surprise. Jungkook sighed as he unlocked the door at his apartment. It had been a long day. He had just finished working on the group project and even thought he still had class. He had made sure to clear his schedules as much as possible while Flix and Taehoong were here. Originally, he had wanted to go out for his birthday, but Taehoong insisted on cooking and homemade meal, saying Jungkook must have missed home cooked food. Jungkook looking around, "Where is Taehoong?" Flexi setting up the table. "He went out after cooking. He just told me to sit up, but he still isn't back." Just then the door opened. Taehoong cheerful, "Happy birthday." Jungkook turned and saw Taehoong stepping inside, slightly out of the breath. His cheek flushed from the cold. In his hand was a bunch of pink. Jungkook smiled warmly as he accepted the flower. Jungkook softly, "Did you go out just to buy these?" Taehoong patting slightly. "It's harder to find flower here compared to home." Jungkook felt his heart warm at the thought. Jungkook gently fixed Taehoong's sweated hair. "They are lovely." "Thank you." Taehoong grinned and nodded, and they were in the middle of their meal when the doorbell rang. Flexi pausing, "Are you expecting someone?" Jungkook shaking his head, "No." Flexi stood up and went to the door. When he opened it, he was greeted by a cheerful voice, "Jin, happy birthday." But Jin smiled, fluttered slightly when he saw that it was not Jungkook at the door. Flexi collecting himself, "Hi, come in. He is inside." Jin stepped in, glancing around the apartment. Jungkook looked up surprised. Jungkook blinked. "I thought you were out of town." Jin walked towards Jungkook and placed a soft peck on his right cheek. Jin smiled, "Happy birthday." Jungkook felt a wave of guilt. He had been so caught up with Flix and Taehoong that he hadn't thought much about Jin in the past 2 days. Jin guiltily, Jungkook guilty, "Thank you. I didn't think you know." Jin rising and happy, "Because you not told me." Jungkook rubbed the back of his neck Jin then glanced at the two other people at the table. Jungkook nervously introduced them. These are Flix and Thang. Flixie stood Jungkook. A question looked slightly asking, "Who is this?" Jin smiled knowingly. Jin casually, "Yeah. I think I saw their picture on your phone once. That's right." Flexi raised an eyebrow but shook Jin's expected hand. Jin chuckled, "Sorry for the late introduction. I am Jin, Jungkook's boyfriend." Flexi blinked in surprise. Flexi teasing in their laugh. "Well, this is surprise. You were hiding a lover here." Jungkook glanced at Flexi but then turned to Taehyung. Taehyung looked at him with an expression Jungkook couldn't quite read: shock, disbelief, a hint of something else. Jin Bo and their exchange hugging Jungkook again. Jin cheerfully, "I was going to surprise you to take you out for dinner, but it looks like you have a here." Flexi smirked. Flexi gestured into the food. "There are local dishes from home. Jungkook's favorite. Sit down and eat with us." Jin happily took a seat. The dinner Flexi was chatty enough to keep the conversation going, but Jungkook could feel the tension in the air. Taehyung had barely spoke a word. Jungkook kept stealing glances at him, feeling more and more uneasy. When dinner finally ended, Taehyung slightly got up and excused himself, heading straight to bed. Jungkook watched him, resting finger, feeling a tightness in his chest. Flexi leaned against the kitchen counter and smiled. Flexi teasing, "Jin would probably want to spend time with you. We'll be fine here if you want to go out." Jungkook's okay, said Jungkook firmly. "No, it's okay. We can celebrate another time." Jungkook glanced at the closed door of the room, his worry deepening. Jungkook quietly to Flexi, "He is shocked, isn't he?" Flexi let out a long sigh. Flexi crossed his arms. "I was shocked too. You bet. Since when did you have a boyfriend?" Jungkook looked away, embarrassed. Jungkook mumbling, "It's haven't been that long. I just never found the right time to tell you. I was planning to introduce him once he got back. He was supposed to be gone for a few more days. I didn't expect him to come back early." Flexi sighed but then gave a small smile. Flexi thoughtfully, "Jin seems like a nice guy." Jungkook nodded. Jungkook softly, "He is." But despite agreeing, Jungkook still felt trouble. Flexi could see the worry in Jungkook's eyes. Flexi let Taehyung be for you. He was just surprised you two talk about everything, and this was a big shock for him. Jungkook sighed, running a hand out in his hair. He just hoped Taehyung would understood. Jungkook watched Taehyung quietly from across the table. Flexi had already left early in that moment, saying he was wanted to walk around, but Jungkook knew better. Flexi wanted to give him time to talk. Taehyung softly, "Are you angry?" Taehyung didn't look up. He continued to poke on his foot with his fork. Taehyung quietly, "No." Jungkook sighed and scoffed closer. Jungkook gently, "You've been so quiet since last night." Taehyung shrugged, still avoiding his gaze. Taehyung, "I don't like speaking in English." Jungkook softly checking. Jin isn't here anymore." Jungkook reached for Taehyung's hand and held it gently. His voice was careful, filled with worry. Jungkook hesitantly, "Are you disappointed in me? Would you hate me because I'm..." Taehyung finally looked at him, his eyes filled with emotion. There was no anger or disgust, Just something deep and unbearable. After a moment, he shook his head firmly. Taehoon serious but gentle. No, never. Why would I hate you because of that? Jungkook felt a wave of relief and immediately pulled Taehoon into the tight hug. Jungkook whispering, I was going to tell you about Jin, but I just miss you so much. Spending time together these past few days, I forget everything else. Taehoon leaned back slightly to look into Jungkook's eyes. Taehoon softly, do you love him? Jungkook paused, thinking for a moment before answering honestly. Jungkook truthfully, like him. Taehoon searched his Taehoon smiled friendly. That's okay then. Jungkook blinked confusion by his response. Jungkook, what do you mean? Taehoon said lightly. Taehoon softly repeating, if you like him that much, then it's okay. He paused, then added with a small smile. Taehoon, seems kind. Jungkook frowned slightly. Jungkook, I'd rather you be angry at me. Why are you like this? Taehoon sighed and leaned in closer. His voice was warm but a little sad. Taehoon gently, how can I be angry at you? If he make you happy, then I'll be happy for you. I'll support you all the way, just like you always support me. Jungkook felt his heart swell. He let out a small laugh and pulled him into another tight hug. I didn't spoil and love you for nothing then. You really are such a sweet and understanding boy. The handshake but didn't pull away. They stayed like that for a long time, just enjoying the warmth of each other's presence. After a while, Taehoon suddenly moved back his leaf from a small paw. Taehoon mumbling, I wanted to be a little unreachable. Jungkook raised an eyebrow, assumed Jungkook, oh, and how do you plan to do that? Taehoon crossed his arm and looked away. Taehoon grumbling, I don't want to see him for the rest of my stay here. Jungkook let out a loud laugh and pulled Taehoon into yet another hug. Jungkook said, I want you to be friends with him. Can't you at least try? Taehoon family, no. Jungkook pleading, let's all go out together just once. Taehoon, no. Jungkook smiled, just once. Taehoon potted, no. Date alone. Your attention will be all over him when he is around, so don't bring us along. Jungkook turned his head, smirking. Taehoon teasing, is my baby getting jealous? Taehoon potted more, crossing his arms tighter. Taehoon mumbling, we said we spend time together. If he around, it feel like I am introducing on your private time. Jungkook signed but smiled. Jungkook, alright, alright. Taehoon suddenly grinned mischievously. Taehoon softly, let's go out before Flexi get back. Jungkook laughed at the sudden changing in mood. Jungkook gone, let's go. Jungkook laughing, sorry, Young. Flixie sang again, but then shook his head with a smile. Flixie, fine. Just don't do it again, or at least bring me with you next time. Taehyung nodded quickly, knowing full well he had no intention of including Flixie in their next outing. Jungkook just smiled, feeling content. Today has been a good day. They passed quickly, and now the trip had come to an end. It was time for Taehyung and Flix to return home. They were already at the airport waiting for their flight. Flixie had just gone to buy some drinks, but when he returned, he stopped in his tracks. He stared at the scenes in front of him. There was nothing unusual, just Jungkook and Taehyung sitting together like always. Taehyung was playing on his phone while Jungkook was reading a book, exactly how Flixie had left them. But then something caught Taehyung's attention. He leaned towards Jungkook, showing him something on his phone with a bright smile. Jungkook frozen for a second, his body tense as if he had just touched something burning. But then he let out a soft laugh, closed his book, and wrapped an arm around Taehyung in a comfortable cuddle. Flixie was carefully noticing something he had never seen before. Jungkook gently brushed Taehyung's hair as if was the most natural thing to do. There was fondness in his eyes, but there was also something else, something that Flixie had never noticed until now. Jungkook was staring at Taehyung with longing and sadness. It was as if he was memorizing every detail of Taehyung's face, as if he didn't want to forget everything. Then Taehyung adjusted his position and Jungkook tensed again, his ear turning red. But like lighting, Jungkook quickly met his emotions. By the time Taehyung glanced at him, Jungkook was already smiling, acting as if nothing had happened. They continued talk, but Flixie had seen enough. Flix took a deep breath and calmly walked towards them. Flixie stopped beside them and spoke in a firm voice. Flixie, Taehyung, go by you said you wanted to come from mail and boat, right? Taehyung paused and looked at Jungkook. Flixie noticed the silence exchange between them. Taehyung was waiting for Jungkook's approval. Flixie signed and added quickly, Flixie, go on your own. Jungkook nodded at Taehyung, encouraging him to go. Without a hesitation, Taehyung stood up and walked away to buy the macarons. Flixie handed Jungkook a bottle of water. Jungkook reached for it, but his eyes were still falling. Taehyung, ready to go after him if he had trouble finding the store. Flixie watched him carefully before speaking. Flixie calmly, you really fooled me, you know? Jungkook turned to him confused. Jungkook, what? Flixie pointed to his jeans Flixie pointed his chin towards Taehyung, who was still walking away. Flixie, you left so suddenly to study abroad, like you were running away, and now I see the real reason. Jungkook frozen, his face turning slightly red. Flixie raised an eyebrow. Flixie, I can't believe I never noticed it until now. Jungkook felt heat rushing in his face. He looked away. Flixie feeling exposed. Jungkook softly, he's your brother. Flixie nodded slowly. Flixie, yeah. Jungkook's shallow heart feeling narrows. Jungkook quietly, he is like a brother to me. Flixie let out a small laugh, shaking his head. Flixie, no, Jungkook, you see him differently, and I've been so blind not to notice it. Jungkook sighed deeply, feeling a lamp from his dress. Jungkook, he sees me as a brother, Flexi, and that's what I want to be for him, just like how you are to me. Flexi observed him, his expression turning serious. Flexi, has it been that hard for you? Is that why you left? But even after all this time, distracting yourself didn't help, did it? Jungkook smiled bitterly, his voice barely above a whisper. Jungkook, I'll get there, it will be over soon. Lexi studied his friend carefully. He had never seen Jungkook like this before. This is the first time I've seen you like this, not even with your boyfriend. Jungkook opened his mouth, hesitated, then a small voice spoke. Jungkook quietly, I love Jin, but even to his own ears, his voice sounded unconvincing. Flexi chuckled, shaking his head. Flexi teasingly, listen to yourself. You like your boyfriend, but you are in love with someone else. Jungkook let out a deep sigh and burning his face in his hand. His face was burning. Probably this isn't how I imaged this conversation going. When you found out, Flexi laughed, enjoying how frustrated Jungkook was. Flexing curious, have you ever told him? Is there something else I need to know? Jungkook bit his lower lip, shaking his head. Jungkook, no, why would I tell him? There is nothing more, Flexi, and if you are worried, don't be. I haven't done anything. I am not going to. Flexi smiled and teased him again. Flexi, you two spend a lot of time alone back home. Jungkook groaned, his voice turning into a low hiss. Jungkook, Flexi, your brother is still a mirror. Flexi giggled at Jungkook's reaction. Flexi, he's in 19. What me? It took you my permission. Look at you. You are red as a tomato. Jungkook tried to hide his face and his hand tried to calm himself down. Jungkook, seriously, I'm not even bothered that I have those kind of feelings for your brother. Flexi smiled his voice softly and this time Flexi, Jungkook, you will try young or healthy if you act on it and he accept what can I do if you get rejected? Oh, I know you are figured out how to keep him to your life. You are not the kind of person who would. Jungkook sighed and leaned back. Jungkook softly, I just want to keep things the way they are between us. Taehoon's happy. He has a girlfriend. I don't want to make things complicated or make him feel uncomfortable. Flexi nodded, understanding. Flexi, Jungkook leaned Flexi carefully. Flexi smiled warmly. Flexi, thank you for loving him, Jungkook. If it helps you know how much you are important to him. One nodded slightly, feeling his heart urges. Flexi softly, anyway. Anyone would be lucky to have you. I just hope you find happiness with Jin. Jungkook let out a lip sign and pulling Taehoon into tight hug. Jungkook whispering, thank you, Flex. Their conversation was cut short when Taehoon returned carrying a bag of